Stan Gibilisco here, coming at you from the Long Wave Ranch near Cody, Wyoming. Actually, I'm not at the Long Wave Ranch. It's a nickname I gave the place, though. It's a very modest property. I alluded last night to the fact that I'd tell you how big it is if I felt like it. Well, it's 2 acres of land with a very modest, old, single wide on it. I bought it mainly because it was better than investing what little extra money I have into a certificate of deposit, which is earning interest at essentially zero. Just as an aside, we, the people of the United States of America, will never again see significant interest rates on savings and checking accounts in banks. Trust me on this. The other interest rates may rise to any extent they may, but we will never again see profit on savings. And yet they tell us to save. Go figure. In any case, you can't take it with you. That is a view looking towards the southeast, by the way, in the Long Wave Ranch. And I call it the Long Wave Ranch because I might someday, if times get rough enough, have to move into that single wide, fix it up, and then I can fly my ham radio long wire antennas with kites and balloons. With that prevailing northwest wind, you can see that it's not going to fall on anything and hurt anybody. It's not going to fall on any power lines, parking lots, streets, houses, or anybody's property other than useless, undevelopable canyon. But it is quite a view, I have to say that much. It's not a bad view. It's the American West in a nutshell. I took that with my iPad in February of 2013. And it's so good. The iPad took such a good picture, I put it up as wallpaper in my computer. But what I'd like to show you now is something a little bit different. So we'll launch Google Chrome. By the way, this is a 1920 by 1080 high definition video, so if you have a display that can render that, take advantage of it, why don't you? My nephew just emailed me the Storm Prediction Center website. And let's, the storm that we had, which I was going to call Whatever More, but ended up calling Whatever Less, dumped most of its precipitation to the east of us. I live in the Black Hills of South Dakota. Let's zoom in on this page here and get a closer look at the general radar picture in the United States. You can see that there's still precipitation going on just to the east of us in the Black Hills here. I'm right about there where that little finger points. Right about where that little finger is. I suppose that little finger means I can click on that and get a local... no or not. But here's the deal. Here's what my nephew conveyed to me was the convective outlook. That is an indicator of how much chance there is of tornadoes, high winds, severe thunderstorm activity, hailstorms, and things like that. Well, moderate, I guess that's what MDT means, slight. Notice that comma shape, typical of a low-pressure system. I guess the center of the low must be, well, I guess we could look at the satellite picture and try to figure that out. But let's see what the tornado risk is. Well, 10%. Southern Minnesota. Now, as that moves east, it's going to move right to where my nephew lives in Wisconsin, so he better watch out. Samuel, you better watch out. Of course, you already know that. You're certainly aware of that risk already. What about hail? Good chance of hail in southern Minnesota. 45% chance of hail. Let's see what we talk about high winds. Well, 15%. I guess they mean damaging winds, and damaging winds to them is something anything over 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts. To me, well, I seen wind gusts approaching 200 miles an hour, so I'd call that damaging. Hurricane Andrew, 1992. Okay, so that is the site and particularly the hail site. Now, here in the Black Hills, we get hail threats an awful lot. Let's look at the convective outlooks, current convective outlooks. And I guess these are 3-day outlook, 4 to 8 day outlook, thunderstorm outlooks. You can see right there. May 8th, 2014. That's today. Thunderstorm outlook. Well, right, my nephew is right about there in the center of that fattest part of that region right there. So, Samuel, take cover. Well, no. On the other hand, go outside and watch. I mean, that's what I would do, unless it was hailing. I remember we had a tornado warning when I was a kid in high school. You know, they blew the air raid sirens and all that good stuff. And my whole family all ran down to our fallout shelter, which served as a tornado shelter. And by the way, it would have been an excellent tornado shelter. If a tornado had come, we would have been buried in there, but at least we wouldn't have been crushed. Well, they all ran down to that shelter, and I ran outside. And I got a look at the tornado. It was like a little rope that hung from a slowly spinning cloud, and it was a very unspectacular tornado. My neighbor and I sat there and shot the breeze while the breeze shot itself about 5 or 6 miles to the west. Very interesting to look at, though, to watch. Fire weather outlooks. Well, the worst of it's down in the New Mexico area. I've driven through there. When I drove from Miami to Los Angeles in 1997, because I got tired of this ocean and decided to check out that one, I drove right through this region. Well, actually, I think I was in West Texas down here and then went up into, like that. It was Interstate 10. It's a very interesting trip. I remember each and every motel and hotel that I stayed at along the way. Each and every one, I remember everything about them. I guess that was a fun time. I don't have that kind of energy anymore. I just want to hang out in my cave. Watch warning map. Okay, there you can see it. Well, there's some stuff up in Nebraska there. I wonder what that is. Well, let's move that window up there. Well, now that's strange. It's not letting me. Well, but go to this site. I'll provide it in the link in the explanation of this video. The Prediction Center. It's called the Storm Prediction Center from the National Weather Service. Until next time, Stan Gibilisco saying so long from the Black Hills of South Dakota, which escaped winter storm whatever less. Now I guess it's winter storm whatever moreover. We'll wait for that one. Might come this weekend. We might get some snow this weekend. Like I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know. You take what comes out here. You know what I'm saying? So long.